see if I can recap properly. Last time, I believe the last thing I saw was our girl hammering and then the two butts in the crystals fell to hell. And then the end. Twin moons. Last thing you saw were Eleg and Liveran's butts. Also, Hammering's flag collection. Oh, freaking Hammering with her smile.
Not there.
Her beautiful, gorgeous smile ×2. They showed it to us twice. She's so cooked. The TLDR of I think what I was trying to get to is more so I wouldn't put it at like pet peeve level. I just dislike it, I guess. When in a story they like build up a character's experience and IQ and like wisdom and whatnot, and then like regress it for the sake of like plot. I think is what's what was happening there. So like the commander post invasion, he had like thoughts and reasonings and blah blah blah, but then the way he was like pushing forward, ignoring like the counters, like warnings and all that stuff, felt like a slight regression for the sake of like, no, we need them to be in this situation so that something effed up can happen. I said those exact things, so I'm not crazy after all when it comes to character progress rollbacks. It was like the later seasons of Game of Thrones, they had to push characters a certain way to get the plot they wanted. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think that's what it felt like, was what like, because the same thing could have happened with the same outcome if they like wrote it differently, with the commander like taking in more of their concerns and like maybe like formulating like more strategies of like, if this happens then we do this, and like things like that, just like a little bit more like strategic stuff going on. And then if we still end up in that situation, then like that sucks. That's just like whatever, war sucks. But the fact that he kind of like all three of the counters were like, Commander, we don't think we should do this. Even Rafi I think summed it up like really well in saying, well, what did she say? She said, if we run into a tyrant class who all has experience fighting it, and like no one was able to like raise their hand or speak up, and she was like, okay, so can we like go back, regroup, maintenance ourselves, you know? I don't think there was anything wrong with doing that. Like, we hadn't met Grave yet. We weren't really pressed for time just yet in like the grand scheme of things, as far as we knew. So yeah, it was just like a matter of calm down, strategize a bit so that this mission doesn't go to crap. But yeah, I think that's what it was.
All right, not there. I knew that.
I think actually we've moved from foolish to more arrogant and headstrong.
Descent completed.
Headstrong, yes. I'm not 100% sure on the arrogance just yet.
Is everyone okay?
Not a scratch. A few singed hairs, that's all.
Yes, we did. I remember.
All good.
I'm a bit sore from the impact. And my clothes are torn in a couple of places. But no physical damage.
You're so pretty. I think I mentioned this last time. I really like these two new character designs. You remember the request Fragile made for the commander? I'm literally trying to remember it. The moment I saw her, I was like, didn't she say something that like raised all of my alarm bells? Feel free to remind me. She asked the commander to remove her. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was like, she said something that was concerning, but I don't remember what it was. Now I do. My concerns are raised.
I'm also unharmed.
Drownie!
Well, duh. Good news. From here on out, it's a straight corridor with
I just
only
wanted
a
to let
gentle
y'all
slope.
know.
Just continue straight ahead.
I'm also unharmed.
So we're just gonna abseil straight down this thing? Good grief. I never thought we'd be resorting to such foolhardy methods.
Ooh.
Having said that, it worked out quite nicely.
It shouldn't be a problem for us Nikkes.
But Master is human.
That's why Rappy's been grasping onto the commander like grim death.
Like grim death. She has us in her clutches. No, she hasn't.
But you have been grabbing onto me rather tightly, Commander.
Ooh, the blush when she does that call out. Stop this. Look at the little pout. Stop. She's adorable. She's adorable. What is this face? What is this face? The blush with the pout is chef's kiss. Wow. She's so cute. I mentioned this in the Discord about Rapi's just like giving that navigating her first crush and like emotions kind of like awkwardness. And it's just like really cute. Like it's kind of cringe, but like the heartwarming cringe of like, oh, I remember like middle school, high school, first crushes. God, that was rough. Anyways, how far do we have to walk along this path? It's relatable, cringe, affectionate. Yeah. If anybody doesn't think that way, then I think they're not looking at it from that perspective. Like it's very, very like relatable cringe.
Hard to say. It's difficult to confirm much of anything with these scans I'm getting.
Unless it's not relatable, and that's why people.
How do these scans you're doing work?
The commander's operation device has a display, which converts into a 3D map.
I agree, Sasa.
Once you use AI to make some corrections, the accuracy is remarkable for the terrain and large objects like buildings. But it's somewhat lacking when it comes to smaller objects. Also, no matter how accurate the scans are, we won't be able to predict any unanticipated events that may occur.
What, is it not the good AI?
The camera on that operation device must be top-notch.
Top notch.
Yes, the equipment we use at Elysion is quite high-end.
I see. I'll make a note of that. It must be rather costly.
That it is.
I like the operator to operator, Elysian to missileless tech talk information.
In fact, we have a saying around the office that the operation device is worth more than the never mind.
The commander what, Shifty? What? Our salary? We don't get paid jack's diddly squat? Like what were you finish the sentence? Disposable? Our life? After everything we've done, our life isn't even like, I feel like we should at least be a little bit above disposable now. Maybe not like commanders as a whole, but like us, it would be replaceable, maybe, but like not easily disposable. I'll try my best to make myself more valuable than the operation device.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Let's just hurry and get a move on.
Have you got ants in your pants or something? We're already on the move.
Only get paid for successful missions. I remember that. Which is why that whole, what was it? 82% success rate? Didn't feel right. Because my bank account does not represent 82%.
I'm simply saying that we should do less talking and more walking.
That's literally exactly what we're doing. Walking and talking.
The sass.
If we cut the chatter, we can walk faster.
You make it sound like you're the only one putting in effort.
Ooh.
What did you just say?
You're not the only one breaking a sweat here. We're also going as fast as we can.
She's worried about hammering.
I hardly think you put your best foot forward when half your team didn't manage to make it back.
Oh, I mean, she's not entirely wrong with that. She's not entirely wrong with that call out.
It's not like we abandoned them on purpose. You dolt.
Hey, yo, we just started this mission. We do not need these vibes to follow us the entire mission, girlies.
Are you sure about that?
She's just worried about hammering.
The way you talk, you'd have us jump headfirst into that elevator without any equipment on.
Yeah, you probably would if it meant to get hammering back.
If you really cared about your colleagues, you would have.
Fine then, you do it. Go ahead and dive headlong into that shaft. I'm sure you'll be able to save them all by yourself.
Anise. You're being a little much right now. She like completely kind of skipped over the whole, if you really cared about your colleagues, you would have. As in, why didn't you go after them? Like, it's really, really obvious why she's lashing out, you know? And Anise right now, she's just lashing back because she doesn't like the attitude directing like towards her. Plus, there's probably like a little bit of guilt like intermingled.
While you all are sitting here talking and preparing, something could go terribly wrong for your friends.
That's why we're being as quick as we can and moving out. Something even worse could happen if we're caught off guard. So get off our backs.
So far, where Anise's bite doesn't work out. No, this is definitely what feels like the first time that she's being like a little overly much.
We're caught between a rock and a hard place here, and the last thing we need is you on our case.
If it were me, I would have jumped down.
If I'm gonna take like a guess at the wall, Anise is probably lashing out too from the guilt, plus we've seen her thought process for like what, 5-ish chapters now, maybe even like a little bit longer than that, where she's kind of felt not enough.
Fine. Good to know. Next time this happens, you're more than welcome to go first. Anise. What? This chick is grinding my gears. She needs to take a chill pill. She's paranoid.
She's an inherently untrustworthy person. I mean, sure. Like we've always seen that though. And she's teamed up with multiple people multiple times. And like we've seen how she acts with multiple like groups of people. But I feel like the exaggeration right now is because of the whole her feelings of not being enough and not strong enough and like all of that. The wound Doro inflicted by calling her useless isn't healing. Yeah, like I think all of those feelings are just kind of festering right now. And the fact that they lost half their team the way they did is making it even worse. Like,
I'm not paranoid, I'm merely stating facts. What the hell are you insinuating? You can't deny it doesn't add up. The 3 newcomers go missing, and meanwhile you all show up unscathed? What? You want a murder confession? Fine. We're all a bunch of killers who lured 3 legendary NIKKEs to their deaths. Are you satisfied?
this is not solving anything. Neon?
Drilley.
Hey, yo, Neon, you good?
What in the world are you laughing at?
Is she...
Oh, sorry. It's just your name is so... And then your squad mate is hammering.
I feel like this is the first time that they've like addressed the silliness of some of these names. Like canonically.
Are you kidding me? You're choosing now of all times to poke fun at my name?
Sorry. Anyways,
Now we're getting too much. She needed to break up the mood.
hammering saved us. She noticed the giant crystal was sinking. Then asked me to toss her my tracking device, which I cherish dearly. She emphasized to us multiple times not to come any nearer. And then she fell.
Isn't that the same tracking device that she tried to slip into our pocket during the invasion arc?
Even before that, she worked incredibly hard during our search.
She really does be carrying that thing around everywhere. It's coming useful.
We have no intention of abandoning someone who has done so much for us. We're more loyal than you think. So stop wasting time suspecting us, and let's hurry to go save her.
Aww.
What are these drill-like things attached to the back of your suits? Are they some kind of rocket booster?
No.
That's too bad. If they were, we would be able to go faster.
What are you going on about?
He's trying to brainstorm.
Hey. I'm sorry for getting angry. What do you say we bury the hatchet? Okay. I'm sorry too.
Drilley assumes the lead position and walks at a brisk pace. Nicely handled, Neon.
I'm used to playing peacemaker with this pit bull beside me.
Oh.
Hey, who are you calling a pit bull?
Nobody.
Is this conversation over?
For now it is.
I've been meaning to ask. Is it true that Liverin came along on the search mission?
Oh? Did you not know? What do you mean?
Exactly. exactly what I said. Did Liverin participate in the search mission as well?
Yes. Why?
Did she say why?
Oh.
Huh? I think it was something about how she was tired of living a life pleasing others and wanted to do something worthwhile. Was that it?
Yeah, more or less.
More or less.
Is that so? Okay. Thank you.
I mean, if you want to ask the player, I believe she was also being blackmailed with you. Fragile walks ahead.
Looks like Liverin didn't tell Fragile that she was coming up to the surface.
Apparently not.
Who volunteers to go on a search mission and doesn't notify their fellow squad members? Sounds suspicious to me. Something foul is afoot, I say.
Something foul's afoot.
I don't see anything weird about it. You go off and eat pudding on your own and don't tell me.
Hey, yo, Dion. I mean, is it her pudding? Or is it like group shared pudding?
You bet I don't tell you. Otherwise, you'd steal my chocolate bars.
Ooh.
It's not stealing if I tell you I'm going to eat them.
What's the point of telling me when I'm not there?
So that you can't stop her.
The point is that I kept you in the loop.
If I'm not physically there to stop you, then you're just talking to yourself and stealing.
It's better than being a thief who keeps mum.
A thief is a thief. Plain and simple.
Ooh! Oh, man. I love Nurapi. She's great. First, Liverin was obsessed with the messages. Then she comes up here and keeps it as a secret from her own squad members. I don't like it.
It may be for personal reasons we don't understand. Fortunately, it hasn't had much of an impact on the mission so far. Until we glean more information, it's impossible to ascertain what potential risks there might be.
The counter's dynamic evolved so much now that Rapi is crashing into every punchline. I love it so much. No, yeah, that's what makes it great. Cause like before, she probably just would have been like, guys, can y'all stop? Can we like move on? Blah blah blah. Like try to like diffuse it. In this one, she's throwing the shade, calling them both out. It's like, you're both thieves.
Seriously, we've been betrayed enough for several lifetimes.
Fair enough. Still, I'll look into this.
Good call. Let's hit him with the commander's devilish charms.
Oh.
Just don't go holding their hands or doing anything lovey-dovey.
Oh.
Yes, that's not allowed.
All right, all right. Yes, that's not allowed. Can't go flirting with anybody you see on the street, Commander.
Yes, understood. Yes, understood.
Proceeding to target.
He's married with 2 kids. Ooh. Defend at all costs. Recording 1. A Harmony Cube discovered. Harmony Cube discovered. Oh my gosh. Harmony Cube lore? Damn it. Wasn't this a candidate for the Ark? Why did that darn well bring us here? Where's the commander? Melted? Humans. Let's deal with the raptures around us first. We must protect the Harmony Cube. A Harmony Cube on the surface is extremely rare. We must protect it at all costs. Ooh. But also, bleh, melted.
You've exited the tunnel.
Thoughts on Guilty? I like her. Like aesthetically and story-wise and whatnot. She's not inside my... Oh no, I think she is in my synchro. But she's not built or anything like that.
Seems like this place was originally a metropolis. Although the density of the crystals makes it difficult to discern what kind of city it was. You've been moving underground for a while, and I'm unable to track your coordinates exactly. The concentration of crystals here is very high. Be careful not to make prolonged contact with them.
Prolonged contact? I don't even want to be here touching them or going near them.
From here on out, all you have to do is follow the tracking device that was given to Hammering. Look in front of you.
Following Shifty's instructions, I gaze up ahead. Even at this considerable distance, the crystal cluster is still a majestic sight to behold.
So, that's the crystal cluster. It's not as luminous as I imagined it would be.
Based on the location, it's highly probable that that's the same crystal cluster that the away team was in.
Okay, gotcha.
Let's get closer.
We walk towards the crystal cluster. In stark contrast to before, there is no trace of light or heat emanating from it that would prevent us from getting close. Once we have closed enough distance, we realize it's broken.
Yes, there's hardly any light left.
There's a space inside it.
And there's something like a lever here.
Never.
That's... it... that's a brake system.
Giga Drilley?
Giga Drilley?
Huh?
It's a very primitive manual brake. Just a moment. Initiating deduction. Deduction complete.
What's with all the fancy words? You just thought for a second.
Pulling that lever will release the brake and cause the crystal cluster to travel down the elevator shaft.
What we're not gonna do is come after my girl Trony, Anise. Give her a minute, okay?
Well, not travel down. More like fall down. Either way, I believe it uses this tunnel as a passageway. The tunnel is L-shaped, and the crystals seem to have come down here like it was riding a slide. It spat itself out the other end, crashed here, and incurred some damage.
So it broke from the impact? Then what about the people who were stuck inside it?
Ooh. That's a concerned face.
Are they still in one piece?
That is a very interesting eye design. Is it supposed to be her pupils are like shaking? Like that kind of level of nervousness? I think they're still okay.
How do you know that?
Look here. I point to a TV partially buried in the floor.
Huh? What about it? What does a TV have to do with our current situation?
Are they breadcrumbs of a certain egg?
Boom. It's got boom installed on it.
So they're safe. Not only that, but they're apparently relaxed enough to enjoy gaming.
Huh?
Did she make that while inside the crystal?
I wouldn't be so sure. They might be in more danger than you think.
Like ass out, she's just in there.
Well,
For Alec, installing Boom is easier than breathing. Okay, maybe not that easy, but I'm just saying that she can do it in a snap.
Ooh, I love these two. And the bond they share.
What are you doing?
It's not just her either. It seems the others are safe as well. They've stopped at the level which gives out the most health recovery items in the entire game.
aww.
Sounds like a bit of a stretch to me.
No. You just don't know Egg the way Trony does.
It's Alec's last will and testament.
Oh my god.
Do you even know what that phrase actually means?
Anyway, what you're saying is that everyone is okay?
I'm gonna say, be careful what you say in front of her. She's gonna. She looks like she's second at any given point from just.
Most likely.
But why aren't they here?
I'd say it had something to do with those things.
Oh,
Godzilla? Is that you?
I spin around and see a group of raptures rising from the debris off in the distance.
They're getting better and better at sneaking up on us.
Everyone, prepare for battle. Before I do this.
Enemy down.
Oh, wait.
However, the noise from the encounter has alerted all nearby raptures in the vicinity.
Ah, jeez.
You can't stay there for long.
Let's go!
Let's do what we have to do and get out.
I agree.
Aleg, Liverin, and Hammering clearly came along with the crystal cluster.
Mm-hmm.
They installed Boom on the TV in front of us and left a message by proceeding to a certain stage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is worth pointing out, but I believe they managed to evade the Rapture attack and make an escape. We have not encountered any signs that would point to their demise or being injured, so the chances of their having survived are high.
Mm-hmm.
Our next move should be to follow the signal emitted by Hammering's tracking device.
The signal being picked up by the tracker shows it's not too far from you. The only thing which is concerning is that there is no sign of movement.
Hammering. I'll take the lead. Everyone, follow me.
Are we sure about her taking the lead? Fragile moves hurriedly. All right, let's move. Everybody gets the turn to be the line leader today.
Break. An object which uses friction to either slow down or fix a certain speed.
What are you saying?
Break.
Give her a minute, she's cooking.
Break.
Trony? I don't think it's a good idea to talk to yourself while using the comms equipment.
Fragile's so pretty.
It's a bit distracting.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to sort out my thoughts.
Like me, for real, for real. What are you thinking about?
Why would that hunk of crystal have a brake system on it?
That's, so that it could be transported, perhaps?
How do you mean?
You set the brakes to fix it in place, then gather as much electricity as you want. Once you've achieved your goal, you release the brakes and send it here through the elevator.
Well, it goes.
I've seen something similar to this when I worked at the logistics center. Like the ladder on a fire truck. Although, in this case, the act of transportation itself seems rather haphazard.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Rocky from SpongeBob. That they would just They would just move around and zoom around the place. It's like, how the heck do you do that?
What cause would they have to move it to another location?
I'm not sure. Perhaps because it could serve some function here?
The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles. Yep.
Go on.
That crystal contains a whole bunch of electricity. There had to be some reason it couldn't be utilized in the crystal cluster's previous location. Perhaps, it had to be taken to something that could generate electricity in bulk. I'm not sure. The basic principle behind moving something is to get it to a location where it can be put to good use.
So there must be something around here which requires a whole lot of electricity to operate.
Fragile, you're in the transportation squad, right?
Yes.
She just asked you a question.
You're pretty bright. Not to say that I thought people in the transportation squad would be dim.
She thought Liverin was stupid.
No offense taken.
Aww, look at that smile.
I'm always looking for ways to prove myself. And I have a keen interest in theories and their application.
Aww.
To be honest, I haven't had much work lately.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
The freaking nervous lip bite. Oh, Fragile, you precious bean. Oh, please be careful with whatever you're gonna do. Also, yes, she is wearing a helmet. She's also wearing knee pads, but like only on one knee.
So, can I ask you? What's your theory as to why that crystal cluster has a brake system?
Considering the heretics are nearby, it could have something to do with them.
You think so?
I think it's quite likely.
Crystal heretic needs a lot of electricity?
Well, whoever it is, it's impressive what they managed to pull off. Also, there's one more thing I can't figure out. So Liverin and Alec were stuck in the crystal, with their butts hanging out.
I was gonna say it, but she said it for me. Glad we're on the same picture.
Excuse me?
Oh yeah, they were full on mooning us.
Neon, may I remind you about your own outfit?
How embarrassing.
Don't worry, they were fully clothed.
Commander, don't tell me you saw it as well?
I didn't mean to.
You saw the buttocks of someone you're not even dating? You should be ashamed of yourself.
She called us a man whore. She's not wrong. He can't deny it.
No more butt talk. That's not what's important.
Damn. Everybody knows. Everybody knows around the entire outpost and now the entire arc.
What do you mean by that?
I find it incredibly important.
Now the whole arc will know we're a manhole. Yep. At first it was like the worst kept secret of the outpost. Now, all of China will know.
The question is, why were they only showing their rear ends?
Can we at least try to get this conversation back on track?
There must have been some kind of doorway that closed on them.
Yes, that makes sense.
I was about to make the China joke. There must have been an opening in the crystal cluster which revealed the breaks. And we all know that would have caught Eleg's attention immediately.
She was probably bending over to take a closer look and was yelling out to Liverin, who was right beside her, to come take a peek. Eleg was probably vibrating with excitement, and I'm sure that made Liverin all the more curious.
And that's when the crystal cluster began to move. So the egg fell into like a rat trap?
Before it could be transported, the door closed on them and they both got stuck. The worst case scenario is that some crystals may have pierced their abdominal areas. However, what truly worries me is the notion that someone may be controlling this crystal.
That is kind of concerning.
That there's another entity manipulating this mechanism and operating the crystal like a machine.
What's the possibility that this territory belongs to that pilgrim who was carrying a coffin?
Hi. Not only did she seem hostile, but she also appeared to be controlling the crystals. I think there's a high probability that we'll be seeing her here.
Hey, yo, Grave, you got like a crystal theme park out here? Hostile. You think so?
Huh?
Let's keep moving. Shifty, how far until we reach the tracking device?
You're close. You'll be arriving soon.
I'll take the lead.
Drilley takes long strides, her pace almost at a run.
Bless her soul. She's trying to run, but she's slow as a snail.
Neon!
If there was only a booster on her drills.
Neon, can it, would you?
No, Neon's cooking. Let her cook. They're being very obvious about it. They've already said Giga Drilley. Like, I like where she's going with this.
Yes, understood.
You're quite close to the tracking device. You should be able to establish a visual at this distance.
I'm sure they're safe, right?
Yes, all three of them are going to be just fine.
Infogear would be an interesting one.
Hammering!
Drilley shouts while running.
Where are you? Answer me!
Drilley, keep your voice down.
She's desperate. Wants to fight her friend.
Hey!
And just because Symphogear doesn't mean I'm comfortable with it every time. There's the sound of debris tumbling down from the wall.
Hammering!
Oh,
Oh, that's not the sound of a hammering. The Rapture vibrates and then activates.
Rapture discovered. It must have turned off its power core in order to ambush you.
That's rude.
The coordinates of the tracking device are changing. They're syncing with the Rapture's movements.
Oh, no.
huh? Did hammering become a rapture?
How is that even possible, you airhead? Ugh.
You airhead.
What did you do with hammering? You son of a...
Oh,
Everyone, cover Drilley. Encounter.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Drilley sprints towards the fallen Rapture and begins to tear it apart with her drill. Ooh. Hey, yo, you can just open it like that? Drilley, calm down. That Rapture couldn't have eaten hammering.
You think I don't know that? The tracking device is somewhere on this thing, We have to find it. I have no idea how it got attached to this infernal creature. But if hammering is okay, she'll have left us some kind of clue. A message. A sign. Something.
I'm trying to figure out if Reptilian would like her or not. Because on one hand, she's like desecrating their bodies, opening them apart. But on the other hand, it would be his opportunity to like see their insides, you know?
If we can find that, we'll be able to find her.
Uh-oh. Drilley collapses to the ground. I get a closer look. What do you see? The small tracking device is bathed in red. Surely it's not her blood. Maybe it's just ketchup.
It's blood.
Damn. It might be oil or something else.
Yes, you are technically correct. Either way, a liquid catalyst facilitates one's operation. Colloquially, we can refer to it as blood.
I don't think that's what I was trying to say.
Is she dead?
No. She could just be hurt. She could even be hurt severely. You know, and just kind of bleeding.
No, she's alive.
But where is she?
Why would you say that? Like, I get why. I don't know. My little pet peeve about the way the commander words things just kind of popped up. It's not like a promise thing. It's just like, well, don't say she's alive. You don't know that. Don't say she's dead either. But word your stuff better. We'll find that out soon enough. Like, I probably would have said you don't know that. Or like, she could be okay.
How?
By working together.
This is insane. Where the hell is she?
Let's not jump to conclusions is also a good one. Yes?
Drilley, I understand how you feel. But rushing in headlong like that puts us all at risk.
Where were you last chapter, Fragile?
Damn it! Where is she?
Oh no, don't cry.
You stupid. Where the hell are you?
Oh, Hammering, you have to be okay, or else Drilley's not gonna be. And I won't
Told
be.
you it was dangerous.
No one will be.
I feel like I'm going insane.
Let's go up higher. We can get the lay of the land. I saw a building up ahead that should provide a good vantage point. I'll lead the way.
Roger. Hey, Drilley. Don't worry. We'll find her for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, promise.
Let's move.
Defend at all costs. Recording 2. Mission accomplished. All right. It's better than I expected. Let me safeguard it while I attempt to contact the Ark. What? Out of coverage area? How far have we traveled? I must find a way to get in touch with them. I have to inform them about the situation here. Oh no, I don't think you are. I don't think they're gonna get in touch. How did she even get over here? Ma'am? How did you even reach this billboard? Where there's a will, there's a way, said the egg. He's cool like that. I'm like, I don't see any way of like reaching it. But good for you. Good for you. I'm proud of you, egg.
Let's chase away these bad fish.
Nano machines, son.
This is the highest building in this area. It'll provide us with a solid vantage point. But the problem is that the crystals are obstructing much of the view, so we can only make out the major landmarks.
Supposed to be the billboard from the last chapter? No, it's a different one. And different building. The billboard from the last chapter was like on top of the roof. This one's like on top of the roof. Next by. Like it's on top of the adjacent roofs.
Anything that could help us with the search?
I'm not sure. I think there might be a few things we can use as waypoints. The problem is that we're not familiar with the areas surrounding any of them.
Aw, her little hairpins are so cute. So she has little hairpins here too. Every time the camera goes to Fragile, I just notice like another little thing with her design. She's so cute.
So, what do we do?
I love all these anxious girlies.
I'm sorry, but with the information I have available to me right now, I can't really make heads or tails as to which way we should go. Even the tracking device that we were relying on is no longer in the mix. I'm sorry, but my skills as a pathfinder have reached their limit here.
Oh. Do you think a blind search will do us any good?
I could set a random marker and plan out a route. But I think the chances of us coming up with anything are slim to none.
Just notice she has keys on her neck. The keys were the first thing I noticed, personally. And then the pencil. I think I pointed it out. I was like, what are those keys for?
On top of that, the crystals are incredibly dense in this area, so it would be extremely dangerous.
I have the recon data from the away team, so I have an idea of which parts to be particularly careful of.
I'm sure multiple of you noticed the pencil first.
But there's no guarantee that they covered everything.
So, are we giving up on the search?
No.
No, never. Let's let them know we're here.
How?
There are many ways. Raising a beacon would be the best way to catch their attention.
Wait, are we the one who put boom on this one?
But any raptures with heat sensing capabilities would be on us in an instant.
We can fight them off and make sure the fight is nice and loud so that our teammates know we're here.
I like that idea.
Sounds a bit risky to me.
It's the best way we have of letting them know where we are. If there's anyone out there, they'll be able to send us a response signal.
So, what do we need to do?
Let's gather all the signal flares and ignite them all at once.
Roger.
Are you sure about this?
I feel like Valorta would be all for this plan.
We have no idea how many raptors will come upon us, and if something like the crystal chamber appears.
That's it. I've had enough of your hemming and hawing.
If another crystal chamber appears, then we get more banger music.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you didn't even want to find your colleagues.
And Mika? I think Mika would honestly probably be right here with Fragile, kind of stressed about it. I think the Lord though would be the one that would be like, fragile.
Let's begin.
Ma'am, do you want to find Liverin? So it's just like a whatever it is she's gonna do.
All clear.
Whatever it is she's gonna do, she's probably anxious about it. And I'm just like, don't do it, ma'am. Don't do it.
However, more are on the way.
Good grief. This is like the Boom title screen.
Droney with the sparkly eyes.
Second wave incoming. Prepare for contact.
Neon, use your supervision to scan the area.
Already on it.
Everyone else, get ready for the second wave.
How long do we have to keep this up?
Until we get a signal.
And when is that going to be?
Hey! I see something shining there.
Oh?
Where?
What do you see?
There.
Be more specific, you moron!
Over there.
She did add a word.
Near where the sign is.
Shifty, a little help.
Checking. I see it. There's a billboard with Boom written on it.
Okay, she did do it. Let's head over there, pronto. We've located the Boom!
Holy crap!
It's an egg! We found you! All booms lead to egg.
I can't believe this! You all came to save me! You are here to save me, right? You all didn't get captured too, did you?
Oh my goodness.
Egg! We found you.
What a relief.
He the only one here?
You said it.
What's your status?
Are the other two not with her?
No issues.
Good to see you, Alec.
Ah, look at her happy face. She's like, I found my egg.
Miss Trony! So it's you who was spearheading this rescue effort?
I'm so glad that you're safe.
Oh.
Of course I'm safe. I've got to keep myself healthy and hearty so I can hang out with you again.
Didn't she describe their relationship as not very close? When we asked about her squad. How quickly the mask gets undone.
Yeah.
Is your abdomen okay?
Huh? Why do you ask?
If they were actually friend or not? I assume this was after D-Arc, but I could be wrong. Were you not pierced by the crystal cluster when you were peering inside it?
Oh, that?
It is.
No, I'm okay.
And they should be like besties by this point.
I'm a bit on the chunky side, so I've got a natural layer of defense, if you know what I mean. I'm just kidding. I got a few lacerations, but nothing that penetrated past the skin.
Nice. The egg tummy is good. Glad to hear it. You did well.
I appreciate you saying that. What about hammering?
Uh-oh. Thought it was before because of the dialogue. The dialogue made it seem like it was after. Or for the same reason said in chat. Because technically at the end of D-Arc, they got quote unquote mine white. And then Eleg went off to find another energy source.
And Liverin?
Huh? Who are you two? I'm hammering squad mate.
I'm Liverin's friend.
those are really cute. I like the difference in dialogue there.
Ah, I see. Sorry, but I have no idea where either of them are.
Oh, Emery.
What? Are you telling me you abandoned them and came here alone?
Well, technically she said captured.
I know you're not on the same squad, but this is beyond the pale. Awfully harsh words for someone you've only just met.
Ooh.
I suppose I should explain what happened before you all arrived. This better be good. You're really pushing it, buddy.
No way Egg takes this attitude. This is peak Egg. This is like the attitude she's had the entire time. And it's like different from Anis's because it's still Egg, you know? She's just been calling people out this entire trip.
However, given how this is a stressful situation, I can understand where you're coming from, so I'll find it in myself to cut you some slack.
Yeah, if anything, what I love about this dialogue is how it contrasts with Anis's. Because this is like the approach Anis probably should have done. Because Eleg's over here like, you shouldn't be talking to someone like this that you just met. However, I get why you are this way, so I'm just gonna keep moving forward. And if Anis was like a little bit more chill and not letting like her own stress like get to her and stuff, you probably would have been able to see the same thing.
I guess I'll start our little tumble together with the crystal cluster.
Her tumble together with the crystal cluster.
We're falling!
Ah, a flashback. Nice.
Hold on tight.
I imagine she's playing music while giving this story.
I haven't got anything to hold on to. Ow, Miss Liverin, that hurt. Don't grab there.
Ooh.
Sorry, they're really big, so they were easy to grab.
Liverin, you can't just go touching those.
Ms. Hammering, where are you?
They? Well, they are.
I'm okay. I've got my hammer lodged into the side of this thing.
That sounds far from okay to me.
They are indeed.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're falling faster? No, I just think the direction has changed.
You're right. We were falling straight down before, but now we're moving horizontally.
Everyone, be careful!
Oh.
Ow! That hurt.
I was like, crash. It didn't sound thumpy enough to be like a bad crash.
Is everyone okay?
I think so.
I'm fine.
Your arm doesn't look so good.
Uh-oh.
I said I'm fine. If it gets any worse, I'll just throw it away.
Oh.
It won't be that easy, you know.
Oh no.
Where are we?
Evering.
Beats me. Does everyone still have their phones?
I'll check.
No signal.
What? Shouldn't the alpha particle concentration be low in this area?
It's because we're out of the ARC service area.
In other words, there's no way of...
Right. Total communications blackout.
Uh-oh.
This is bad.
Wait a sec.
Thinking about 6-0, isn't she?
Is that a TV over there? Just a moment. Let me set up a boom on it.
Is now really the time to be engaging in your hobby?
Always the time.
Just you wait. I'm gonna leave a message for the others.
With the egg cook.
Say what?
I'm sure Mr. Commander is coming to save us, so I've got to leave them a message.
Please. They've probably already written us off.
Never.
What? Why?
We can always be replaced.
No way.
Never for my egg and hammering.
Mr. Commander isn't that kind of a person.
I agree with Ellen. Everyone at Mighty Tools speaks very highly of him, and that means something in my book.
Oh.
Well, if that is indeed the case, then we'll be quite fortunate.
A moment later.
All right, I'm done with the message. Should we continue our search?
Are we not going to wait here for them? The main cause for search parties not finding people is because they switch locations.
True, technically.
Fine, allow me to rephrase the question. Shall we make an escape?
Yeah, there it is.
Raptures!
This doesn't look good.
Eleg was like, they're coming. We need to run.
We made quite a grand entrance, so it's no surprise we attracted some attention.
Yup.
I say it's high time we book it out of here.
And then they ran.
Am I Lexus? Cinti? Fanta?
We're going on a narrow enough route that the Raptures won't be able to follow us easily. But we don't have a destination.
We need to secure a safe place to stay.
We don't even know if there is such a place here. We don't know the first thing about this place.
How are you holding up, Miss Hammering?
Yeah, Hammering, how are you?
I'm fine, no issues.
Your arm is a mess. I think our first order of business should be to find an area with fewer crystals in it.
They keep mentioning her arm.
However, I'm worried about that arm. It might be better to, you know, be prepared.
I think so too. If you leave your arm as is, the crystals might penetrate into your core.
I know.
Not her saying that with a smile.
If I feel the situation is critical, I'll tell you and we can do what's necessary when the time comes.
Oh. I feel like she's doing this because out of the three of them, she's like their main offensive force right now.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe you'll be forthcoming with that information.
Neither do I.
First off, let's try and find somewhere that's somewhat safe. Once we do that, we'll try to establish communication with the others.
How long have you been there? Hey, yo.
Oh, hey there! Are you lost as well?
What are you doing out here? How much do you know?
We don't know anything.
It's true, we really don't.
Leave this place.
If you can point the way out, we'd be glad to.
Can you help with our Hammering's arm? Hey, yo, are you okay? You're breathing a little hard. Is she supposed to be giving Darth Vader vibes?
Let's just beat the information out of her.
Hammering! Hammering! What happened last time you started swinging around her?
There are other ways to solve problems instead of clobbering people, you know. And besides, I'm trying to talk to her because I don't think we can defeat her in a fight.
You know, that's a pretty fair assessment, Egg.
Perhaps it'd be best if we tried to run?
If she lets us.
Hey, we didn't intend to tread on your territory. We're not interested in what you're after or what you're up to. So if you could let us be on our way, we'd appreciate it. We need to get back quickly.
Hey, yo, she's all up in the microphone. That's crazy. I wear my headphones with like one ear so that I can like keep an ear out for my cats. So I was curious what happens if I put them on both ears. Oh, I felt that all over my skull. I was like, whoa. Crazy. Wait, one more time. It makes my head tickle. It makes my head tickle.
Please, we won't touch or disturb anything around here. I'm begging you.
Hey, yo, I don't think she's okay. Jokes aside, she don't sound so good. The unknown turns her back to them and walks off. You're just copying her.
Oh no, the shutter!
You dumb mother. Oh my god! You dumb bitch.
The unknown whips back around and aims what seems to be a large box on them.
Die.
Oh. Okay, but here's the thing, though. Leverin. You kind of earned that. Because you're supposed to get someone's consent when you take a picture.
Miss Liverin, what are you?
Man.
If we want to survive, we have no choice. We're about to be pulverized!
Oh. What is this face? This like her serious face? Like the unknown's equally mysterious weapon spews fire.
Everyone get down.
Everett! A massive explosion engulfs the area.
You two get out of here. I'll handle this.
No!
Not with your arm like that, you can't! Even if you were completely fine, you wouldn't stand a chance against that!
This is not the time for you to do the whole I'll hold him off, go on without me. Because this is gonna be the last time I see you, isn't it?
I can at least buy you some time.
Run!
Oh, you hoe. Wow.
Yeah.
Good daddle.
Now!
Good daddle. The three turn around and start to flee. Okay. As long as she's wanting to run together. I was like, is she gonna dip out? We're trying to convince Cameron to come with us. Man.
I won't let you escape.
Hey, yo, let's talk this out.
It was a desperate escape, and the unknown fired a flashbang in our direction.
Fragile's face. No, she was telling them, all three of them, to run. There was just like that split second of like, hey yo, is she dipping?
That burst of light caused the crystals to expand like crazy, and we got separated. I hid in this building with a sign so that someone would find me.
Well, they got separated after they ran.
I'm not a fighter, and I don't have the courage to wander around this place on my own.
Valid.
You did well. considering the circumstances.
Raja's look. No, yeah, she's like listening to the story, like, oh my god.
You said Liverin took a photo?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she tried to take a picture of the unknown when we ran into her. It beats me as to why she's so fixated on getting snapshots of a pilgrim.
And she said something about having to do it?
Yeah, she said that if she wanted to live, she had no other choice.
Raja's over here connecting the dots.
Oh no. Oh, the dots have connected and her eyes have gone blank.
I am so lost right now. She was constantly playing with her phone when we were in hot water last time, and now she's gone and created a major incident. I mean, I can't really refute anything you're saying.
I didn't really read the look as mad. Like, sure, she could be mad. But that's more of that, like, that dead-eyed look of, like, oh god, we're dead. Like, the situation that she just connected is no bueno whatsoever. Do you happen to remember where you parted ways with Hammering and Liverin?
Vaguely.
Then let's go there. If we start there, I think we should be able to find something.
Alec, lead the way, if you would.
All right.
I'm not mad, just disappointed. LOL.
I've performed a cursory examination. Other than a slight decrease in your core power, there are no major issues present.
The egg is okay.
Thanks, Doc.
You're welcome.
Our phones are basically bricks out here since we're outside the service area, but your operation device seems to be working just fine.
I'm assuming it's because she's not actually here?
Likewise from Miss Troney.
The operation device has a direct connection to the exclusive facilities in the Ark. The coverage area is rather extensive, so we rarely encounter connection issues.
I feel like that would be handy for commanders to have. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm using it at Reclamation Site 01.
Unless we're somewhere way off in the boonies, distance typically isn't an issue.
The boonies, you say?
It's a bit strange.
Yes?
I understand what you mean. It's a bit awkward saying this in front of the commander,
Oh, here we go again.
but this is exceedingly good equipment to give to an officer of his rank.
50, you're just letting us know all kinds of things about how they really feel, huh?
We have a past commander by the codename of New Hope to thank for this device. He roamed the surface and had many commendable exploits.
My baby! Out here looking out for me even when he's away! Oh, I love this man. I love this man. And y'all kicked him out. Y'all kicked him out, but you're gonna use all the technology and systems and everything else that he set up for y'all. I don't understand. I don't understand. If you're trying to survive, would you not want him to keep developing things for you? Whatever.
This device was originally made for him, but because of its superior quality and next to no maintenance required, we're still using it today.
Did you give it to him? Thanks to my predecessor, huh? I knew it. I knew he was. This is why I was so conflicted in the new event. I was like, I want to pick this one. I want to pick the predecessor ensign.
Huh? What did you say?
Never mind. It's nothing. Just thinking about my husband, you know, waiting.
Anyway, even though this equipment is of superior quality, we are still dealing with something that was made in the past. Therefore, it does have a downside, which is that it is susceptible to alpha particles. The concentration of alpha particles can make a significant difference in the signal quality. Replacing it with a new model would have been expensive, so we simply left it as is. Technology created in the past has become something of a lost art, which makes it difficult to utilize in some aspects. Areas with high alpha particle concentrations are classified as danger zones. So unless it is a special case, operations are not carried out in these areas.
Restored old technology is superior. I was like noodling on it because on one hand, the old technology, I guess, like maybe it's a matter of like newer stuff is more likely to risk contamination or crystals or interference or blah blah blah, like, you know, like that kind of stuff. Because the other thing that I was like thinking was, well, I'm like it feels as though it's also like a matter of the people behind the old tech, you know, the brains behind it and the people who like come up with it. Like that's like possibly the reason that new tech isn't like developing, because they effing either kick them out or give them like a reason to leave, you know. Johan, Cecil, Abe, or they are less than and thus don't get listened to, i.e. Maxwell, any other like NIKKE, you know? I think it's like a mixture of both. And the fact that they like brought up New Hope when talking about the tech just like leads me to believe that, yeah, like it's like the people who created it and the reasons that like they wanted to create it and stuff, they don't have those kinds of people around, at least, you know, that they would listen to, I guess.
Is prone to wandering about, however. I've put in a request for commanders to have an operation device.
Said the ARC gets Jin. Yeah, who keeps all of her stuff super secret. Like all of the developments that they make now, I'm assuming is like super secret. It's made like by a NIKKE who they don't listen to. Or as we've seen, the ARC is like constantly hiding information like from each other. Everyone's hiding, yeah, to make sure nobody else gets it. Like, yeah, they're not sharing developments either. So it's just like, hey, yo, y'all have lost the plot so much, and what we're trying to do here.
But there has been no progress on that front.
Fired, or she just left on her own? Like I said, all of the people who would and did make this kind of stuff, they either got fired or they left. Like, you gave them a reason to leave. I do want more Eden lore, Cecil lore. Because Cecil also lore dumps whenever we see her. So she definitely knows more about the inner workings of the MMR. If anything, I would be curious as to, like, did she leave because she knew too much kind of thing? Or did she, like, peek something that she wasn't supposed to and then she left? Because I feel like if they knew the extent of, like, what she possibly knows, they wouldn't have let her leave. Like, they would have, like, tried to track her down kind of thing, you know? What if Eden was like a protection place?
It would at least be nice if we could get outfitted with better phones.
If our search gets prolonged, would it be more likely to be approved? Particularly since the search area will only continue to be further away from the Ark.
Makes sense to me.
Seems to hide a lot from even their own CEO. No, yeah, that's, like, I'm not saying Cecil was, like, a part of the project directly, and why I feel like it's more likely that she perhaps, like, stumbled across something that she maybe, like, wasn't supposed to, or wasn't supposed to see or whatever, and then she, like, left. Because if it was the reverse and she was working directly with it and then they knew she knew, I feel like they would have sent out, like, a search team to, you know, you're not allowed to leave or go anywhere with this information. The fact that she's still alive out there gives me the idea that she found something. She's not a NIKKE. Well, I don't think she would get mind wiped. I feel like a mind wipe would just, like, low-key kill a human.
Or, at the very least, they could provide operation devices to us NIKKEs. How was hammering the last time you saw her?
Oh, she's still worried.
She wasn't doing too hot because of the crystal in her arm. We have no idea how fast the crystal grows, so it's not looking too pretty.
What technology could make the CG wary of someone? Surely tech that can turn the tide in the Rapture War is beneficial. You would think so. But first off, Cecil wasn't with the CG per se, she was with the MMR. And they are hella secretive. We don't want anybody knowing our deepest, darkest stuff. And secondly, they would be wary of anything that would give them less control. You know?
Understood.
Let's hurry to where you ran into the unknown. I'm starting to think that the CG doesn't actually want to reclaim the surface. Oh, I honestly don't think so. As Fragile leads the way, she checks the route for any possible dangers. I'm told sticking too close would put my life in jeopardy, so it's hard to get an opportunity to speak with her. I still have uncertainties regarding Liverin and Fragile. Since we don't know what influence those two will have on our mission, I think it would be prudent to hear their stories. Not only that, but as I observe Fragile's movements from the back, there is something else that is bothering me. There is a hole in her pants. She has multiple, sir.
Commander.
Scrappy stands in front of me and blocks the
What are you looking at?
We're a whore. She caught our eyes wandering. Well, there's a... Oh, so we weren't talking about the hole in her legs! Ah! Commander! We're never gonna beat the allegations. They got proof firsthand, secondhand. Ow! There's a hole in Fragile's butt. Wait. I thought it was already bad enough that we were looking at her butt. And you know, a possible like hole in the pants. You know? Like I thought that was already bad enough. But now I see the full context of the phrasing. The layering is wild. It has layers. It has layers of why we shouldn't be let out of the house. You can't take us anywhere. Oh.
All humans have a hole in their butts.
Oh.
Nikkes were created to resemble humans in every form, and that anatomical detail is no exception.
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about her pants. Why didn't you effing say that, sir?
Oh, I see.
You could have just said that from the beginning.
Do you have an issue with that?
It's not a major problem. But it's just a bit different in comparison to Liverin. So what I'm hearing is that you have butt comparisons, sir.
I'm not entirely sure I understand what you're getting at.
What are you two talking about?
Yeah, let us in on the conversation.
What do you mean by that?
We were talking about Fragile's butt.
No, we weren't. Okay, now you're lying, sir. You can't get yourself out of the hole if you start lying.
The commander was pontificating on how Fragile and Liverin's butts differ.
Yep, that's exactly what it sounded like. That's exactly what it sounded like when you brought up Liverin's butt. Like, oh, so what I'm hearing is you recall her butt good enough to be able to mentally compare the two. Commander.
Do either of you have any input about that?
You're twisting my words. She's really not, though. She's really not.
It might be a bit different in terms of volume.
Yeah, since their body types are slightly different.
I'm talking about her clothes, for goodness sake. Well, here's the thing, Commander. If you didn't have such a reputation, they wouldn't default to doubting your actions. You ever think about that, you hoe?
Huh? There's a hole.
You're right. Liberin was covered head to toe in the newest, most fashionable clothes. Dressed to the nines, you could say.
Ah.
You're right.
All these allegations. Are they, though? Are they allegations if they're true? I couldn't help but notice the discrepancy. That's all.
Commander.
Yes?
I'm sorry. But could you stop staring at my backside?
We're never beating the allegations. It's just fact. It's under our official commander lore on the Wikipedia.
I have no problem if you are into that sort of thing. But, it does make me feel a bit self-conscious when you stare at it so intently.
I'm gonna drop a Google Doc. Freaking Exia is gonna show up with the pictures and everything. Everybody's just gonna... This was my experience with the commander. Sorry. I'll exercise more discretion. We're such a whore. Like we are such a hoe. We are a menace of a man. An absolute menace to society. I'll stare in secret, he says. Like, I don't know if I should be like, well, at least he's not lying about his intentions. Or if I should be like, Commander. And this is why they were assuming that you were comparing butts and talking about her butthole. I'll exercise more discretion in the future.
Thanks.
And she just accepts it. Like, I'm okay with that. So, I see you've been working hard to keep us on the route.
You don't have to change the topic simply because you're embarrassed.
You want to keep talking about butts, you can. I just didn't want you to stare so hard at mine. Okay, I'll stop. Rappy's gonna freaking have us chained in the basement. You're only allowed food and water, no windows, no nothing. You can't be around anything that breathes.
Wow, she's one tough cookie.
Yeah, I like people who speak their minds like that.
If anything, you should stand to censor yourself a bit more.
Live to expose us. I don't know if I remember that exact. Defend at all costs. Recording 3. Let's just set up camp here to protect the Harmony Cube. With its computing ability, we should be able to contact the Ark. Hurry! When you say set up camp, do you mean like right here? Right here?
Yes, understood.
In the middle of Crystal territory?
Everyone, prepare.
Proceeding to target.
All right, everyone, listen up. I've collated the available information and utilized some reasonable deductions to come up with some information about this place.
Let's hear it.
First, I'll talk about the crystal cluster.
That's a crazy reach. I can't even focus on the story because of what I just read. No, why the hell would you give Jian a child? Why would you do that to a child? That's giving someone like a pet cat that you know should not be a pet owner because it'll teach them responsibility, and then something horrible happens to the cat, and like do you have the right to be surprised? You knew that they would make a crap like pet owner. Like, no. In fact, I think like cats are a perfect example where not all cats have maternal instincts, and that there are like cats, like moms, who like you have to force them to feed their children. You know, like not everybody could just be a mother when given a child. You know that child will come back as an antagonist in a few seasons. You know what's crazy? Is because I'm pretty sure that's what effing happened with Suen. Speaking of coming back as an antagonist because of your trauma. And like she's only a sister. Imagine the child. Anyway. Do not use children as a means of fixing a person or a relationship, is my video PSA. Please and thanks.
It is anchored at the top of the tunnel, and the smaller crystals are dispersed in the nearby vicinity to gather electricity. Once a sufficient amount of electricity has been gathered, the crystal is transported here. The tunnel is the passageway used to transport said crystal. Everyone following me so far?
I think so, Egg. Yes, we figured as much.
The main thing that jumps out to me is the break. Although there is still a minute possibility that the crystal was formed naturally, that break was beyond a doubt created by some kind of separate intelligent being.
Child would hate Jian for what she did to them and hate the commander for leaving them with her. Honestly, yeah, I could see it. I don't think the commander would make a good dad at all right now with like an actual child. Like, he would definitely be like an absentee father, and like not from a malicious like way, but from a like that's just like the reality of our position right now.
It is not a particularly sophisticated mechanism, but that is beside the point.
Bro is bouncing way too many damaged Nikkes. He needs to help. Yeah, and then what's gonna happen is the child would see all the attention that the commander gives to all the Nikkes, like on the battlefield and all that, and then grow a hatred for Nikkes too on top of it. Villain origin story is writing itself, chat. This child would actually be the final boss.
What's important is its placement inside the crystal cluster.
Becomes a Nikke to try to get her father's approval. I mean, it could go that way, you know? But like if Jian is the mom, I'm gonna assume that the child would grow up with already a sense of Nikke's are tools, or at the very least, they are not of equal standing. And so I could see it more likely of like, you pay attention to these robots more than me, you know? If she did become a Nikke, it would be so that she would like have the potential of more power to end everyone else. We're putting way too much thought into this crack ship. It's a horrible timeline.
This tells me that this entire process I've just described was intentionally designed by someone, or something, and that crystal being transported is part of that individual's design. Unfortunately, at this point in time, there is no way for us to find out who that someone is.
I'm willing to bet it's that pilgrim we ran into.
As am I. But we cannot confirm that at this stage.
She like built a whole theme park out here?
With that being the case, we can only move on to the next question.
I wonder if she built it as a way of moving Cinderella around.
What on earth is this place? During your reconnaissance mission, did you notice any crystal structures similar to the crystal cluster?
Yes, we did. However, they had lost all their luminescence and displayed various cracks and fissures.
Look closely at the ground underneath us. There is still a minute afterglow there.
I noticed that. I saw it.
Not only do these lines all stem from the crystal cluster, but they all converge at the same spot.
Lines? Are they perhaps acting like power lines?
Ley lines.
Precisely.
And you say they're all meeting up at a single point?
Yes. The crystals are spread out across a broad area by the crystal cluster and act like tendrils, absorbing electricity and gathering it all to a single point, where we are now.
We saw that a crystal the size of a fingernail was able to light up a large neon sign.
That's right.
Then the electricity stored in that crystal cluster must be unimaginable. Why would they want to gather so much power in one place?
Feed it to their daughter.
What could they be trying to do? What can you do with that much electricity? The real question to ask would be, what couldn't you do with that much electricity?
Maybe it's like a big defibrillator.
It's here.
Actually, to power Cinderella's hairdryer. The big crystal cluster is just a big hairdryer.
This is where we all got separated. Since the crystal keeps expanding, I can't make heads or tails of this place anymore. I have no idea where the original path even was.
Wait. Stop.
Uh-oh.
2 o'clock.
What is that?
Wait, is she laying on it? In front of us, there is a dense buildup of crystals. Pinned underneath is the unknown. Oh, no. Hey, yo. How'd you get stuck under there?
Commander, what are your orders?
Is Cinderella still in there? Wait. Did she take Cinderella out of the crystal and then put her in there? Or is there two? I want to get closer. Give me a risk assessment.
Screw the assessment! I can tell you right now that it's dangerous.
She doesn't appear to be armed.
Only her face is exposed. Unless she can shoot beams out of her mouth, we should be okay.
I mean, technically you don't know that she can't.
I'm not picking up any thermal reactions.
So that's who's behind all this? Let me at her.
Hey, yo. Hey, you're acting just like Hammering, and that's kind of how we ended up in this situation. Stop trying to fight her.
Once I put my drill to her face, she'll sing like a canary and tell us where Hammering is.
Hey, yo.
That's a bit barbaric, don't you think?
I agree. Everyone stand by. I'll approach first.
If she so much as moves a finger, I'm going to open fire.
God, jeez. I raise both of my hands in the air and approach. The weight of the crystals pressing down on the unknown seems substantial. Her arms are not exposed, and neither the coffin nor the box that she was carrying earlier can be seen. Oh, she doesn't have the coffin with her. And this art is misleading, no? For now, it seems safe. You seem to be in a tight spot. Need some help?
No need.
If you stay like this, you'll be devoured by the crystal. I can help you.
Stay back.
Oh,
Humans are deceitful.
I mean, not wrong.
I don't trust you.
Valid?
Get lost.
Kind of talks like Freema right now. I carefully observe the unknown's appearance. Her body appears to be unnaturally arched, as if she is lying on top of something. Could she be protecting the coffin and the box from these crystals? That coffin and that box are quite precious to you, aren't they?
If you touch them...
You can't see it afar because she's covering it, maybe? Well, that's the thing, is that look how big it is.
I'll kill you.
I don't intend to. I am curious about the box, though. Because I know about the coffin. It makes sense why she's protecting the coffin. The box, on the other hand, I think that was her weapon that she called 7 Dwarves. So I'm curious where the hell that came from. I'm just gonna clear away the crystals. Is that okay?
Humans always betray. Can't trust you.
Okay, then I'll back off. I'll have one of my friends here help you. You have no reason to attack us.
What in the world are you doing?
Having a conversation. You see how she can have a conversation when you stop trying to hit her?
You don't know the first thing about this woman. Helping her is foolish.
You said yourself that she kept giving chase and attacking you.
Yeah, because we hit first.
It sounds to me like she's our enemy. If you want to play the hero, perhaps you should stay off the battlefield.
Fragile? Excuse me?
Commander, I don't think this is a wise decision.
She doesn't have any intention of killing us. She hasn't displayed any hostile intentions.
What are you talking about?
bold take from someone who isn't a soldier. It's like it's like bold take from someone who chair I could just take.
If shooting at us isn't hostile, then I guess we're buddy-buddy with raptures as well.
Okay, but like, are we ignoring the fact that like we kept hitting first? She never aimed directly at us. Ooh, Commander with the eagle eye. She either aimed at the walls and floor around us, or used shockwaves. Okay, Commander, you're cool for that. I will give you a gold star for that one. For noticing in the middle of all the chaos. Everything she's done has been with the intent to either confuse us or block our path. If she wanted to kill us, she would have ambushed us without revealing herself to the away team. That's true. That's true. She would have just opened fire. Also, all she keeps telling us is to leave. She clearly has some sort of mission to complete here, and views us as a hindrance to her completing her objective. Not the huffing and puffing in the distance. That's the reason she let the away team get away alive when she encountered them. Observed more than just Fragile's behind. Fragile's behind wasn't here yet to distract him. However, if she is dead set on not wanting my help, then so be it. I'll stay back and have you all help her.
Roger.
A typical commander reaction to this sort of situation.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
Damn. You're an odd duck, Mr. Commander. I'll say that much.
Yes. This is all most amusing.
I love how Trony still has like the starry-eyed of like, wow. The NIKKE start clearing away the crystals on top of the unknown.
Prolonged contact with the crystals is dangerous. I recommend that you break them apart.
If you start feeling strange, cut off the power to your arms. This will deprive the crystals of their food source and should cause them to fall off. If you have any questions, let me know and I can show you how to do it.
Just suddenly can't feel your arms is wild.
Neon, let's live this together.
Sure thing.
This one here is a bit tricky. I'll carve it out with my drill.
Remove the middle part first, and then the bottom bit.
You don't think that'll cause it to collapse?
It's okay. I'll keep a close eye on it.
A moment later.
We did it, and we got the cool gems back.
The unknown stands before us motionless, her giant coffin and box in tow. Our purpose was to search the previous area. While doing that, there was an incident that caused several of our members to be isolated here. We've come here to rescue them. We don't know what your goal is, and we're not interested. If I'm being honest, I am curious, but I don't wish to fight you over it. All we want to do is locate our friends and leave this place. You seem to know a lot about this place. So if you could help us, we would greatly appreciate it. I will see to it that any photos and videos of you are deleted. It's processing?
Humans are deceitful.
Yeah?
But do you like us, like just enough?
But you saved me.
Oh!
Kindness, enmity. I will definitely repay.
Reputation point high enough.
The unknown raises her arm and points off into the distance.
They went that way.
Ayo. How long have you been stuck under these crystals?
That's all I know.
All of them went that way?
The hammer came back. Fought with me.
Why? Hammering!
Deflected her bullets. The ceiling collapsed. She said she would come to rescue. But she hasn't.
Wait, she came back, got you stuck under there, and then said, yeah, hold tight. You don't move anymore. Oh, man. I mean, I guess that was smart. But she hasn't came back yet, so I'm also concerned.
Huh?
You said the three of you got separated because she opened fire and blocked the path. But Hammering came back to do battle with her in order to buy time for you in Liverin.
She still ended up doing that.
During that fight, she deflected some of Hammering's bullets, a few of which hit the crystals on the ceiling and ended up pinning her down, as we saw.
How did you come to that conclusion?
That's what she said.
That moron ran off in order to rescue the unknown. And she hasn't come back yet. Why would she promise to rescue the unknown? At the very least, she didn't intend on killing her. If anything, perhaps it was just to buy herself some time.
Hammering's you're a nice person, Spidey sense was going off.
That's right. That's what she said. You all are easy to talk to.
Oh?
It'd be a lot easier if you spoke normally.
Anissa.
Oh god. She did something similar with Dorothy. When she like said something without like freaking like she just says things sometimes without like considering the other person. Like also, the you all are easy to talk to seems kind of two-way sad potentially. Three-way sad potentially. Because like on one, there's one where she finds it like just like a little bit easier to talk to them, just like physically. There's two where she's used to running and defending and like not having a chance to actually talk to people before they try to get her. Or number three, the fact that she's only really had Cinderella in the coffin to talk to, like for a really long time. And obviously Cinderella can't really talk back. So three different like potential meanings there, and all of them hurt my heart.
That guy is as kind-hearted as a fool. Where did Hammering go?
Same. That way.
Okay, thank you. Let's hurry.
Drilley darts off.
Wait! I should be in front.
Let's go, everyone. Thanks for the help. All of us run to catch up to Drilley. Meanwhile, the unknown watches us as we run off.
Thank you.
Oh.
How long has it been?
Oh man.
Wouldn't it have been better to ask her more questions?
You're only really here for the how of the scenario and every other little thing they sprinkle in. Yeah, probably the biggest difference is Vidya knowing what's in the coffin rather than looking at it as a cool aesthetic. Yeah, like knowing what's in the coffin is definitely a big thing. Knowing what's behind the mask is definitely a big thing. Even the whole like us looking for hammering and stuff. I would be surprised if it doesn't go in the direction that I expect it to, with how like in your face they kind of were with it. Like it feels like they were really driving it in your face on the direction of this hammering part of the story. The only thing that I think I'm like pretty like oblivious to is the box situation. So like rather than like being curious about the coughing and the box, I'm more curious about the box and the story behind that. And then I'm more curious about Liverin. Like I have guesses, but they weren't as in your face with Liverin stuff as they were with like hammering is collecting every single flag. Like this is flag football, you know? And then the in general crystal lore and crystal heretic and like all of that stuff. Like how is that gonna become a problem or lead to a problem like in the future? I also want to clarify that like the arc is, or the arc. Yeah, the arc. The arc as in ARC is still fine. I'm still enjoying the arc. Like clarifying, because I feel like there's gonna be people who think that like I'm not. I am enjoying the arc. There was a little bit of like the we're walking backwards on the character development, Commander, in the beginning, but they reined that back and we're back to like actual logic Commander again. But you know, okay, cool. That's all I wanted. And there's still enough that I don't know to where like the mystery. There's still things that are like a mystery to me. But I think like the biggest mysteries of this arc are not there. No, that was enough. If we'd pressed her for more details, she might suspect we're not really here to rescue anyone. But we are, in fact, here to rescue our friends.
It did feel like she let her guard down.
It seems like she'll be staying here for a while, so there will be another opportunity.
She must be incredibly strong to lug those two boxes around all the time.
What do you think is inside them?
Firearms.
Firearms. Rappy. I mean, technically, one of them is, I guess, a nuke.
I'm positive I heard her say 7 dwarves.
Isn't that Snow White's weapon?
Yes, that's what I thought.
Did she steal it? Or did Snow White steal it from her?
Wow, that's a interesting guess you got there, Anise.
Oh my gosh!
Imagine Snow White stealing 7 dwarves. Wow. Does that mean they don't have any idea at this point? The master weaponsmith that she is? I guess it hasn't really come up in conversation with them.
Could that woman be Snow White?
Oh my god.
Don't be absurd.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
They don't know she's the greatest weaponsmith in the setting. Yeah, I'm like, I guess it hasn't come up in conversation with them.
Something's bothering me, though. Something that's got my heart pounding faster than usual.
You could have angina. You should probably visit the repair center.
Is that a word? Is a medical term referring to a type of chest pain caused by reduced blood flow to the heart muscle. It's a symptom of a heart problem.
Noted.
At any rate, I took a closer look at the coffin this time around.
Except Rafi doesn't have a heart. No, but she has a core. Which, honestly, low-key, Neon wouldn't be entirely wrong if the embers of Red Hood are being triggered by the presence of Cinderella.
It appears to be some kind of...
Medical equipment.
What?
There was a symbol on the box indicating that it was for medical use. It was obscured by the chains around it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. The box was medical equipment?
Are you sure?
Judging by the size, the supplies are intended either for people or NIKKEs. And looking at the shape of it, the hinges, and the symbol that was visible from the outside,
Huh?
I'd say it's probably holding an incubator or a cryogenic storage device of some kind. The design itself is from a few generations past.
Holy cow! How do you do it?
I was gonna say, how do we have all medical knowledge? What do you mean?
What's your secret?
To what?
To being able to distinguish electronic devices so clearly.
You have good eyes? I learned it from one of my seniors, and I've been interested in it ever since.
Are you kidding me? Why are you only telling us this now? Miss Troni, we've got a new addition to the squad.
I thought I was already in the squad. Also, yeah, my hubby doesn't like to be talked about, you know? Well, I try to keep him a little low key in conversation. It's not my fault he keeps coming up because, you know, he's just that good.
Sounds like it.
What's your favorite type of electronic device? Which manufacturers do you like? Do you place more value on efficiency or overall performance? Would you be interested in going to the early adopter festival together with me?
Hello? I don't think I'm quite at your level just yet.
That's okay! I'm more than happy to teach you!
She's so excited.
Anyways, getting back to our original point.
Rappy! The egg is just fangirling a little bit.
If that coffin is indeed an incubator or a cryogenic storage device, what do you think it might be housing?
That I can't say for sure. However, I recall how the unknown was willing to sacrifice her own body in order to keep the two containers from being contaminated by the crystals. It must be something that she values more highly than her own life. Ooh, boy, oh boy, does she.
The place we're heading to seems to be where Alec mentioned all the lights converge.
Alec, Trony, can you give us a risk assessment?
Hard to say.
Only one way to find out for sure, and that's to go there. I hope there's something amazing there. Of course, nothing would beat finding Miss Liverin and Miss Hammering there.
I'm scared about finding them there, to be honest.
They have to be there. This place is more perilous than any other we've been yet.
Has Hammering always been like this?
What do you mean?
Someone who inspires people to care about her this much.
She is good at that.
Yes. She always has. She's a profoundly kind person.
The fact that she said she would come back to save the unknown is certainly a testament to that. She must have had a rough go of it.
Oh, the blush.
I'm sure she's been through hell and been put in all sorts of unfair situations.
Wow. The contrast between their first conversation in the beginning of the chapter and now?
Yes, she has. There are many cold-hearted SOBs out there who take advantage of her kindness.
Speak your truth.
They underestimate her and don't think much of her.
That's why you enjoy being by her side, isn't it?
What do you mean?
You're a bit rough around the edges.
I didn't choose to be this way.
Didn't to survive.
We had to survive somehow.
Yep.
If I just kept laughing it off whenever others took advantage of her, we never would have made it. That's why I am the way I am.
Sounds like you've been through a lot.
It wasn't that tough.
The Drilley jiggle. Yeah, she do be vibrating.
Usually, the type of people who approach caring people with the aim of exploiting them aren't too bright themselves.
Oh.
They also tend to be sloppy and weak. That's why they feel they have to take advantage of those with a big heart. They're unable to appeal to those who are more cynical.
No misses for Anderson. Well, we can see who won. I've seen Anderson multiple times. I haven't seen Johan.
And so they prey on people they think are gullible.
Shirtless even.
If you take a step back, these people really aren't all that difficult to deal with.
Hammering said you couldn't come here because you had to work. What kind of work could you possibly have been doing that took precedence over a search mission?
Yeah, Drilley. What have you been doing?
I was mining for high-value gems.
Checks out.
Even though their purpose is purely decorative, they're quite hard to come by, and so they fetch a high price.
That's reasonable.
If you wanted to, couldn't you secure a whole bunch of them at once? I don't follow. I mean the old five-finger discount.
I was like, what do you mean? With like technology? Oh. Ah.
I would never deign myself to steal. Any money I earn is done so honestly.
The old five-finger discount.
Only then I can live my life with my head held high.
Is this your squad, Commander? Believing in thievery to get by?
Why? Why what? Why is living your life with pride so important?
Ooh.
Isn't it important just to stay alive no matter what?
Ooh. There goes Anisa's inner survival instincts. Been a while.
Heck, most people live that way. It's not so hard to ignore what your heart tells you. Every other person in the world could be living like that, and it still wouldn't make it right.
Careful not to self-report, Anise. I mean, that's Anisa's whole thing, right? It's been a while since we've seen it. But she's talked this way before, where it's like, she definitely follows the mindset of the world isn't fair to you. So why do you have to be fair to it to survive, you know?
Besides, if that were a possibility, I would have done it long ago. But no. The voice that resonates in your heart, let's call it your conscience for now.
You're teaching her about her conscience.
It cannot be ignored. It never stops pestering you. Hammery and I both know that listening to our conscience doesn't serve any practical purpose. However, we still do it.
What if Rafi is in the corner? It's like, Red Hood, were you my conscience? Wherever you are.
If we turned our backs on our conscience, it would come at the detriment of others. I would rather hurt myself than someone else.
Ooh. Ooh, the eyes.
I see no value in living that way.
Ooh.
Oh, but there is. You feel good. You can stand tall and face anyone you meet with your head held high. It fills you with confidence in everything you do. That is why I choose to live like this.
Oh, wait. Oh, I love this conversation. I love this conversation right now. I was enjoying it just because of like the dynamic clash and like the Anise, you know? Like, ooh, what's your backstory, Anise? But no, we were literally just talking about how Anise has spent like the last 5 or so chapters feeling useless and not really like she is putting much into the team and like all this, and then here's Drilley being like, here's how you live confidently.
Impressive. Very impressive. I may not be able to live like that, but I wish you the best of luck.
Then... what if there was a situation where your life was in peril?
Oh boy. I have a hypothetical about like an acquaintance.
And the only way out was to ignore your conscience.
Is that what you're doing right now, Fragile? Asking for a friend, like.
Would you do it?
I don't know.
Hey, yo, that's not the answer she's looking for.
Huh?
Oh no! Tell her an answer.
I believe that life isn't a straight line, but a curve with peaks and valleys.
Fire, that's not the answer she's looking for. What happened to the having a direct answer?
I've never been in a situation like the one you described. So, I can't give an honest answer.
So, you haven't really experienced a lot of setbacks in life.
You were supposed to talk me down.
Well, compared to someone who's really been through hell and lived to tell the tale, I guess not.
We'll be arriving soon.
Oh no, we missed our opportunity, the window.
Let's pick up the pace.
What are you ignoring? What is your conscience telling you, Fragile? Oh man.
Proceeding to target.
Is your life in peril?
Yes, understood.
You wanna...
Let's go together!
I think we just need a little bit more... We just need a little bit more clarification on this hypothetical, you know, so we can answer for your friend. What the heck is this? Is this a big chip thing? What's some... I forgot what they're called.
Encounter.
Let's go together!
I forgot. Microchip? Is that the word? What the heck is the last one?
Yes, understood.
Is it in there? Am I blind? Or did I effing pass it? Oh, I see it! I see it!
Proceeding to target.
That's a really rude spot to put it shift up. Golly. Defend at all costs. Recording for. What is that? Is it an excavator? This must be a joke. Does this even make sense? Fire! Fire! Quick, fire! Ah! 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 Well, I knew how that was gonna end. Excavator. Excavator, as in like, are those the things that dig up stuff? An excavator again? Where does this go? What?
All right, not there. I knew that.
No, that's an escalator. The stairs that go up in malls, that's an escalator. Wow. I'm at the edge of the world, chat. That's
Proceeding to
terrifying.
target.
Construction vehicle used for digging. Damn, that's crazy. So it wasn't even the crystals that got him. It was probably like a crystal rapture or something. Ooh, that's a way to go. Ooh. Well, we made it.
Yes, understood. Let's have fun together!
Surely we're gonna find hammering. Oh, right. Freaking iron teeth.
What is this?
I've never seen anything like it either.
It's almost like a ball of electricity.
I was gonna say, what are we looking at?
Is it okay for us to stand here?
The floor seems sturdy enough. For now.
Following Fragile's lead, we continue forward. and eventually arrive at the place where the glowing power lines converge. Beneath us is a thick glass floor. The flickering lights underneath the glass beckons to us, as if they've been waiting. I can't look. It's too bright.
Amazing. It feels like we're standing in light.
My eyes.
My supervision isn't working at all. It all shows up
Crystal?
as white.
It seems like all the electricity absorbed by the crystal clusters is gathered here.
Huh.
And
What's
there
here?
are also more power lines over there.
Looks like they're acting as a conduit, carrying this electricity somewhere else. That would make me think there'd be some loss in energy. And yet, this place is practically resonating with power.
Also, this floor is made of glass, which is an insulator.
Oh, glass floor. That's cool. Yeah, we're sticking with glass. Cool.
There wouldn't be any reason for the surrounding crystals to come here.
Come to think of it, all those power lines were covered in glass as well.
I don't see any sign of hammering or living.
Let's follow the power lines.
Yes, we're far too exposed out here in the open. We're practically sitting ducks.
We're literally kind of on like a field of light saying, I'm right here.
Even if we don't know exactly what this place is, we can tell it's important. There must be a gatekeeper or some kind of guardian force around here.
Ah, jeez.
If I were watching over this place, I'd hide in the dark corner and surprise us when we arrived.
A crystal-infected rapture slowly lumbers out of the darkness and lurches towards us. I mean, like, if it's already there, then technically she's what's giving us a warning, so we're not, like, taken by surprise. Like, technically speaking.
Why do you always do this, Neon?
See, like, no one's really shocked.
It was just another coincidence, honestly.
I feel you. Sometimes you just throw things at the wall and you don't realize when it sticks. I glance down at the floor. We can't get into a firefight on top of this glass floor. Yeah, please, let's not do that. We have to push it back.
If the floor breaks, we're in big trouble. We won't just fry, we'll be vaporized.
Can we not talk about the worst case scenarios?
It's about to make a precision strike.
Excuse me?
Oh no, you don't.
Oh, what? Oh, red? Flames start to spew out from the back of Drilley's drill as she lunges towards the raptures in an effort to push it back. I love what is being cooked here. Oh man. The drill continues to spin and the rapture is slowly pushed back. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind when it finally happens. I don't know exactly what the whole context is gonna be of the scenario, but like, my God-loving heart is going to spaz. The booster output increases. Oh man. Drilley slams the rapture into the nearest wall. Look at her go.
What was that? You do have a rocket booster!
Power of the spiral.
Giga! Giga Drilley!
Oh my god.
Don't just stand there. Let's kill this thing.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm Oh god, I'm. It's crazy how you can be like pre-hype for something, just from like getting little pieces and tastes of it.
Let's go.
What are we fighting? What are we fighting? They won't let Neon finish the line. I noticed. I was like, I don't think you can say that. What the heck is that? Rebuild Porter? That is disgusting.
Let's have a party! Down with those who would
That
threaten the
actually looks
kingdom.
like nightmare. Cool.
Fire it well!
Oh, y'all got it, right? Oh, cool.
Why are you so obsessed with licking my hair? This outfit.
Like a gross
How do I
Christmas tree.
look? Sexy, perhaps?
Yeah.
How do I look? Sexy, perhaps?
That thing was that thing was trying to nuke leader.
The party isn't over yet, is it?
Pretty
Let's
underwhelming
go back
boss.
and enjoy ourselves.
The fact that I was able to like do this chapter on auto for like the first time in like 3 or 4 chapters made me go like my fingers can have a break.
Enemy down.
Chapter 30 next? No, I'm scared that like chapter 30 would balance it out. And like I heard you were slacking and then like my ass is grass. I don't know. Worst case scenarios. Thank you, Drake.
Let's
Thank you,
move.
Drake.
Just a second. That drill of yours is out of this world.
It really is. It really is.
Why did you lie to me about what it can do?
I mean,
Because of this.
Because of what?
Let's hurry. We don't have time.
because of your attitude. Out of this world, you say? As we all scramble to get a move on, Fragile grabs me by the shoulder. Oh, yes?
Commander,
Yes?
are you really going to delete that picture Liverin took?
If I say yes, is your conscience trying to speak to you right now? Yes, I intend to.
But why?
Hey, yo, are we still on top of the glass? Because we promised.
Actually,
Ah, jeez.
I think I know why Liverin took that photo.
If she effing shatters the floor with the chair, imagine. That's why she's been carrying it around our chapter. You thought it was to sit. It was for emergency situations.
Or at least a hunch. If we don't have that photo,
Stepladder, whatever it is.
or more precisely, if there was no photo to begin with, she feels that something terrible is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I know it wasn't a chair, but I couldn't remember the name of what the heck it was called. Either way, just imagine she stands up, lifts it, and then immediately like aims for the ground. Glass shatter. We fell. Chapter end. That's my theory. What do you mean? She probably won't use the chair, but I do feel like the glass is gonna shatter.
Commander, would you say that you hold sway in the Ark?
Get back over here! I feel uncomfortable! think I do. Not quite yet. I mean, not quite yet. I think it depends on the situation. Like, not quite yet, but then also we are kind of like Nick's conscience. Not quite yet. Will I survive if I say this? Oh crap, no, unless she was trying to look for help. Oh, did I pick the bad end?
I know it's shameless to ask you for a favor. After only just meeting you.
Look. I didn't think through the entire scenario. I have literally gone this entire chapter being like, there's 2 things that could happen here. There's 3 things that could happen here. And then when it's life or death, brain checks out.
But could you let me handle Liverin?
Give me a reason. Why do you want that? If I'm going to grant you that request, I want to know why. Hey, yo, be careful. Let's tread very carefully. I really don't want her to crash out on top of this glass floor.
I'm sorry. Forget I said anything.
Capture part of the surface, stopping 2 heretics. Having what was the word? Hold sway. Having power and holding sway, I think, are slightly different. Fragile quickly darts off. All right, let's hop to it, sir. Let's get off this floor. I've been anxious. Shifty.
Yes, Commander?
Can a commander request access to the personal files of their squad members? Ooh.
Yes, that is possible. So long as the material is not confidential in nature.
Ooh. Hey, yo, why the heck did we not do this for Exotic? Lessons learned. Liverin and Fragile are currently assigned to the Commando Squad, are they not?
Correct.
Can you look into their past work records for me? I want information on when they were and weren't working together.
I understand.
And I also want to know the last place Liverin visited before coming here, and her correspondence history. Oh my God, Commander. You've redeemed yourself. I was really worried about you for a second, but you redeemed yourself with this chapter.
Very well. I'm only saying this out of concern. But when a NIKKE acts so skittish, there is a high possibility that the other party involved is military personnel.
Uh-oh.
In other words, the type of person who would see you digging into their records as a personal affront. With that in mind, do you still wish to proceed?
I mean, it doesn't matter. Do it.
I understand.
I mean, like, what other choice do we have? What other choice did we realistically have? Ah! Wow, the chapter really just ends there? No cutscene, no nothing? Wow. We didn't even get a hammering resolution. What the hell? That really was like the king of setup chapters. A big old setup chapter. Well, I was like, or are we gonna get a hammering resolution at the end of this? No? Oh, am I gonna get in trouble? Oh, no? Oh, okay then. Well then. Oh, okay. Continue on. I think the glass the glass floor and the commander being like the last one together with her on the glass floor was a nice touch of one last little burst of anxiety for you.